Premier League teams? Great question, says Ivan. And Safe, welcome to the members club. And also Odram says, we cannot make ourselves look foolish with this Casemiro deal. Just get it done this week and move on to a striker. Well, look, terms agreed with Casemiro. That is where this situation is. There's so much being written about Casemiro at the moment in England and in Spain as well. But effectively, he's agreed to come to Manchester United. Apparently, he's told people, some of his teammates, Real Madrid, accept that he's probably going to go. The wages have been sorted out. Fabrizio says that big day tomorrow. I mean, I think what we're going to get next is deal done with Real Madrid. As we know, God, it feels like a long time we've spoken about this. The stages of a transfer. You agree the terms and a broad agreement with the player. Then you agree the fee with the club, which is deal done. Then you get official deal. So we've agreed with the player. Now it's can we agree a deal with Real Madrid, which I think we will do. I don't think Real Madrid is standing his way. And we will sign Casemiro, I think, at some point in the next 24 hours as a deal done, and at some point over the next week as an official deal. And that will be our big signing of the summer, of course, because it will be over 60 million quid. That will end the De Jong deal, of course. No one's talking about the De Jong deal. I think it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting what this football club has done this summer. Casemiro is a good player and you can be very happy about that. And I like him. But the whole summer to focus on a player that clearly never wanted to come is a disgrace. And it needs calling out. And if you're looking for an angle to be angry with the Glazers and Richard Arnold and John Mertens of this world, that De Jong deal is a joke. It's an absolute embarrassment. And they've only managed to save it by getting lucky, I think, with Casemiro. I mean, I don't know how we're getting Casemiro with two weeks of the transfer window left. I mean, we're spending a lot of money to get him, but even then, we're still very lucky to be able to get it done. Anyway, as Fabrizio says, the wages, we're giving him a longer contract with a huge salary, but absolutely not double. So Casemiro is believed to be on about £200,000 a week. Some say it's 175 grand a week, but say 200 grand a week. We're not doubling it, which would be 400 grand a week. I would suspect it's around 350 grand a week that we're paying. Which would make him around the sort of money that we're paying Jadon Sancho, which is a lot of money. And it's a longer contract. And it's guaranteed first team football. So you can see why Casemiro wants to do it. The World Cup's coming up. He might not be starting for Real Madrid as much as he used to. They've got Camavinga into his second year. They've got Tchouaméni in his first year. They've still got people like Valverde and Modric and Kroos. Comes to Man United, he's starting every bloody game, isn't he? Let's be honest, he's way better than anything that we've got. He's effectively boosting his wage from about 200 grand a week to 350 grand a week, and he gets a longer contract as well. So he's set for life. You can understand. And also Man United's still a big club. It is still a big club. So yeah, you can see why he wants to do it. And as I said at lunchtime, I don't think he's going to be a mercenary. I don't think he's going to come and just do a Di Maria. I think he will come and work hard. And it is a good signing. But you've still got to say, we've lost to Brighton and Brentford. Why didn't we do this 2 months ago? I would still say that, and I think 100% of United fans are still very much let's get the Glazers out, and I hope you remain like that no matter who holds up the shirt in the next 2 weeks. But I still think you've got to say, as good as the signing as Casemiro will be, what the hell have we done with Frankie de Jong? Like, what have we done with that? What have we been doing for 3 months? Why is Ten Hag getting Casemiro when we've lost the first 2 games of the season? Why were we not prepared for this? What's been going on? And I think those things all fall onto the shoulders of the Glazers, and it needs calling out, as I'm sure many people will do call it out. I think that's the way to do. Also, just coming in from a few other people as well. I'll just put them up on the screen so you can read them as and when. Manchester United making significant progress with Casemiro, and also from Sky, Real Madrid are open to the sale of Casemiro with the deal in excess of 60 million. Talks are ongoing between the two clubs, and I would just add here, because there's a lot of people saying, well, it's ridiculous wages, it's a ridiculous fee. I mean, yeah, it is, and you know, a lot of people. I read a Liverpool fan on social media just before I came live saying, you know, that he's clearly coming from the money. You know, it's ridiculous, but they're jealous because Liverpool would love Casemiro. They would. Arsenal would. Most teams would. We're getting a very good player, but I don't massively mind about the wages or the fee. We should be doing this all the time. The fact that we're doing it because the Glazers are desperate and they're trying to convince you not to push them out of the club, That's what pisses me off. We should be doing these deals all the time. We should have been buying this type of player for the last 10 years. It's a good signing. It's just the reasons for it make me want to throw up. They're doing it to try and save their skin. We've, 2 weeks of the window left. We've lost the first 2 games. And now you buy Casemiro. I mean, actually, it makes me really angry. You're buying actually, it makes me fucking fuming. You've been starving all week. You're living in a house with your parents. You're living off bloody stale bread and water. And then on Saturday night, they pull the wallet out and they buy you bloody caviar. And you go, what the fuck have you been doing for the last week? You could have just bought us some food. And that's what I feel about the Glazers. They're like, they just produce Casemiro. Like, we lose the first 2 games of the season. We hardly buy any players. We don't buy the players that the manager wants. We're not prepared for the start of the season. We're picking McTominay and Fred. Suddenly we've got a viable buyer and they pluck Casemiro out. I mean, it makes me angry. Actually, if you want an angle to go in on the Glazers, Casemiro, great signing. But actually, you know what? Use it for what it is. They think they're going to sign Casemiro and everyone's going to go, oh, good old Glazers, give them more time. Screw that. Second game of the season, we got beat 4-0 by Brentford. We weren't prepped. It's a new manager. You've not given him what he wanted. 3 months you've sat there chasing a player. You now get a viable buyer who wants to buy your club and suddenly, I didn't realise we had 70 million under the mattress to buy one of the best midfielders in the world. Taking the piss, mate. Taking the absolute piss that they can suddenly find the money to buy. It's like Ronaldo last year. Transfer window's done. Yeah, we've bought Varane and Sancho. Oh, Ronaldo's going to Man City. Shit, go and do the deal in 24 hours. They've got the bloody money. They've always had the money and they keep proving themselves all the time. Suddenly we get a viable buyer and they shit themselves. And it's like, suddenly we have got the money to buy one of the world's best midfielders. You read it like a book. I'm expecting to see tweets coming out soon saying Tuchel is a big admirer of Casemiro, says James. And even if Casemiro is old and is probably going to cost a lot, at least you have a DM who knows what he's doing, says Anima. And I can't get excited about transfers because I just want the Glazers out, says Mark. And about letting Glazers spend what they want, it's club revenue they're spending, not just their cash. Well, it's never their cash, is it, Need? It's Times journalist saying Chelsea are confident of signing De Jong, says Jack. And Mark, which other midfielders are we signing, or are we doing any more signings after this, says Mojo. Well, yeah, just back on De Jong. Maybe he will go to Chelsea. Man United have screwed that up anyway, haven't they? I don't expect De Jong. I mean, and what I will say as well, look, if you want to have another pop at the Glazers, and I'm loving seeing Glazers out in the chat, and I hope we can keep this going. If you want another reason to be Glazers out this summer, Timber's just signed a new contract at Ajax. Anthony's still at Ajax.